Working great.
I'll have to take a look. Do I have to have a reservation and pay $85?
Please don't give me hardships.
Great.
All right, we are now.
Do I have to have a reservation and pay $85?
Let me.
Don't give me.
All right, I'm gonna mute the YouTube stream that I got going now.
See if I can get some glare off of this. Get some glare.
All right, welcome everybody. This is our Conservation Commission meeting of December 2nd, and after many months, we are still in our COVID aspect. So fortunately, we're able to work with Dan Bernarski at the City Hall with the technology department, and we are able to meet via Zoom and then stream it to our Conservation Commission's YouTube channel, which is referenced on the City of Shelton's website. Our agenda has gone out with all the links to let people know publicly that we're streaming. So we're all meeting all the freedom of information aspects and meeting all the other regulatory aspects, but we're able to meet at a reasonable volunteer time outside of the workday. So I'm appreciative for Dan's work to be able to help us accomplish that, and away we go. So the meeting is called to order, and we should give a pledge of allegiance. So I don't know where the nearest flag would be to you, but I'll
Here you go. Off. Right here. Oh, where is it?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. I do have a public portion on the meeting, and I did let people know if they wanted to participate, how they could reach out to me. I haven't heard from anybody. So the next item would be the approval of our minutes from our October 8th meeting. Could I have a motion to approve our minutes from October 8th?
So moved.
Oh, move.
Made by Ed McCreary and seconded by Bill Dyer. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Move on to Trails Committee report. Bill Dyer.
Actually, I don't know how far back to go, but I thought I'd just do October and November.
Sure.
We've had a lot of individual work. Oh. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yeah.
All right. Sherry is calling me. I don't think I'd better answer it though.
I can reach out to her. I can call her while we're talking. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, very early in October, we had the full moon hike, which turned out to be a bit of a disaster with 157 people showing up.
Wow.
At the Nickeldale parking facility.
Which doesn't include the people who couldn't park and left.
My wife was one of those. So we made it without any accidents. We had a lot of people that were on 110 going 70 miles an hour, screeching to a halt as people were walking from their cars parked along the road.
Wow.
But no problem. It all worked out. But we sort of learned a lesson that there's these meetup groups that if one guy reads something and then they have 45 other people show up. So
you should have done reservations, Bill.
Well, that we may do that in the future.
Charge a fee.
There you go. We had a work party at the Nels Rock area where we basically cleaned the Bronte Wright parking area and went through and did whatever needed to be done on both the variety of trails in that area. Dan and Dave did the topping of the Lane Street extension, 450 feet, 10 feet wide of processed material so that it's like the rest of the trail, except for the slight portion that's paved. In November, we had a work party at the Stock Mall and Willis Woods trails. 2 major blowdowns were done, and we also moved a lot of rocks and sand in an area that floods. It was successful, and we had actually 2 boys that needed hours for or school, did actually quite a bit of work. I was very impressed with them. Basically, Teresa did a reroute of the Paramane Trail to make it a loop now. So it's not just linear. Basically, we added a parallel trail to the west of the existing trail so that you can now walk down one way and back the other. We had the turkey trot hike that was by invitation only on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, at which they were awarded the in and around Shelton hiking sticks, and it looked,
Out and about.
I wasn't there, but it looked like it was a very nice and spread out and easy to socially distance hike. About 17 people, I think, altogether. In terms of Boy Scouts, Mark Santa Capitita, anyway, completed his Pegasset Trail project by moving a bridge, building bog walks, and spreading mulch. Very well done. Where we get these, Kevin Wakanovich project has been approved. He's going to do some improvements and bog walks on the Pegasset Trail near the Wysick Meadow. Andrew Cluck is still getting his scout approval. So he's the one that's planning to put mile markers on the rec path. In terms of I might as well just go ahead with the barn that's on the agenda, but anyway. Both the barn and the foundation contracts have been, are in the process or have been awarded. We're sort of on the last, or I'm sort of the last to find out when the Teodosia and company actually sign the contract, or the mayor does, but gets all the approvals to sign it. The barnyard ended up winning both. They were both competitively bid. And sadly, but in any case, only one company bid both the barn and the foundation. But it certainly makes my job and Jim's job a lot easier having one contractor responsible for the foundation and the barn. So they can't point fingers and say it wasn't done right.
When do they plan on starting?
Well, again, that somewhat depends on exactly when the foundation contract was actually awarded after the barn contract because of the way it was bid. I talked to Joel, the project manager, who said that they plan to do foundations all winter long. Obviously, if there's certain, super cold snaps and whatever, they won't. But with the cement that they use and there's thermal blankets they can use and whatever, that they believe, they may lose a couple of 3 days, but they don't stop in early December and start up again in March. They work right through.
So it's in Teodosio's hands now?
Well, the actual physical contracts go back and forth. And according to Joel, they've signed them and sent them back, but they haven't received a contract signed by the city. So,
all right, we'll have to follow up on that. Okay.
Hey, Bill.
in fact, it may have happened Tuesday, but
Is he gonna let you know when he gets it?
that was yes.
Okay.
But he hasn't let me know yet. So
Okay.
Hey, Bill. So you've got a name to contact. The suggestion was, rather than all the fundraising rigmarole and everything I talked about, just ask them how much to add a weather vane. I don't care at this point whether it's a dog, a hiker, or a flag, and maybe tonight we can pick something. But
well,
and then we find
we
it in
got
our
4
budget.
months. It'll be 4 months before the barn is
It'll be
complete.
spring.
Yeah, so we got time,
You got time.
to work that out. Yeah, and
But decide on what you want, definitely.
but they know we're planning to add a weather vane, so the cupola will be built to accept
So
it.
there'll be provision to accept the weather vane.
Right.
Perfect. People want to decide tonight what you guys want?
Well, think about it, what the options are, and then you could vote next month.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that was initially talked about to be a dog, but Teresa had a good point that, the dog park, in terms of the building, then having kind of the moniker associated with that rather than the trails, hiking, volunteers, equipment stuff. So I think we got a little time to contemplate it and come up with an idea.
Yeah,
of
search
the
the
direction.
web, because it wasn't easy to find a commercial hiker motif.
I couldn't
but,
find one either.
But if you can find one, that's fine,
Well-
or an American flag, they do make copper flags,
The
whatever.
one
Yeah, it
that
could
the
be
one that I
generic,
shared
maybe, yeah.
before, it was like a compass type of the four directions, and you can orient it facing, so north is actually facing north.
You get that with the weather vane anyway.
Yeah,
Right,
You
all
correct.
of them have that.
Goes with
They
the
do?
weather vane.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
image at the very top, and more than likely, we'll also have a glass ball, which is a lightning protection, old time lightning protection thing.
It's
anyway,
copper, James, copper ball.
No, it's actually
Oh,
glass.
it's a glass ball.
If the
glass
glass blew up, then you know it was hit by lightning. It's blue. Yeah, blue.
Yeah.
Green. I'll show you, Ed. You got to get into the. Ed,
I think
you
you're
have a
talking
little
apples and
history.
oranges, because
Where-
the,
Do you have a place in Maine or what? I mean, I
the,
don't get it.
the commercial copper veins won't have a glass ball. There are glass ball lightning rods.
We're going to make it with a glass ball so it looks better.
You're gonna pay a lot of money for that.
No, I already got one for you, so don't even worry about it.
All right.
I haven't
Just
been
as
able to
I'm
use it, so.
as I'm thinking about it out loud, maybe, we're talking about a hiker or a dog, right? Perhaps there is a
dog.
historical element that is of that area. I don't know, the school district, the a beaver that created the Silent Water Dam breach. I don't know.
No,
Just
you
a
can
thought
have
to throw
one
out there.
made.
Muskrats.
You have an image of a hiker, you can have it made to the weather.
I wasn't thinking hike. I was thinking just there's like trees, evergreen trees.
Oh, trees are good. I like that.
Hey,
We
there
live in
she
our
is.
house.
Well,
Okay,
we
whatever.
got some
We'll
ideas. We
talk
can,
about it.
we don't
Not
have
a
to
dog,
decide
not a
tonight, but
dog.
It's
No, not dog. I hear you.
Not a dog is right.
I agree.
I think that's the direction.
Hi,
Is
Sherry.
something other than a dog. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Bill?
No, that does it.
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
I guess Teresa may know the number of hours, of volunteer hours, but
It's a lot.
Yeah.
it certainly is.
I'm amazed at the reporting that goes on when there's a storm and some blowdowns. I think just the other night there was somebody immediately was hiking and said, "Hey, there's 4 blowdowns there." So, not that they're able to do it right at that moment, but you get the information pretty quickly. So,
Yep.
it's good to network and communicate.
And we have a lot of guys who'll just go out and by themselves, or 2 people go out and do work. So that really does add up to a lot of volunteer hours.
Next item is the Shelton Canal locks. Is there any updates with that, Mr. McCreary?
They're asking, SCDC is asking the 2 engineers, the 2 engineering firms that sort of drew up some preliminary thoughts on the project, what it would cost to do sort of an overall plan, because the conclusion was reached that there was no way to approach and get any kind of satisfaction from the Army Corps of Engineers without actually having a plan you could point them to what all the components of the project will be. Certain people, I won't name who, thought they could just cut corners and call them up and say, "I want to do this." They didn't react very favorably to that approach. And so now we're trying to see if we can actually get a concept plan in the works.
Okay. Next item, just I had listed a lot of planning and zoning or inland wetlands subdivisions, some of which are really just on there to just keep track of them. But the one I haven't heard of, Teresa, the 3-lot subdivision there on Booth Hill and Mohegan, there was going to be a fee in lieu of payment. Have we received any memo from Alex at P&Z as to what that fee in lieu of payment was?
Have not.
I included the link to the planning and zoning YouTube meeting when they were debating whether or not it should be. Oh, there's a nice weather vane.
Oh, that's nice.
That's the one. That's the one I saw.
That's what's on top of our house.
But back to the planning and zoning meeting, they on that Sound Home Builders for Booth Hill and Mohegan, they were fortunate. Tony Panico brought up during the meeting, is there an open space dedication or fee in lieu of, as they were ready to make the motion to approve. And so they approved it with a fee in lieu of amount, but there's been no record that I know of what the amount would be. It was also during that meeting that the Planning and Zoning Commission talked about, should we get commentary from Conservation Commission, and they all took a consensus type vote to not request any comments from us, because it was a standard as of right subdivision, and there was no need to meander from what they're looking at. So that was a little.
Why wouldn't we want open space from the lot that's standalone, that's right next to water company and land trust or other?
Well, that lot was not part of the parcel that was being subdivided. It was not part of the application, and it may even be under separate ownership. So it's not really part of the equation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a reminder, fee in lieu of, if they do not take an open space dedication, the planning and zoning regulations require that a fee in lieu of land dedication be made, and that fee in lieu of amount is established as a 10% of the raw land value pre-subdivision. So you would be able to say this parcel was bought, let's just throw a number to make it easy calculation, it was $100,000. 10% of that would be 10,000, and that would be the fee in lieu of established, pre the subdivision value, pre the building lot value.
Who calculates
so
that?
Works. Who calculates that? That's a very good question. I don't know.
All right, so
accept it on face value, I guess, by planning and zoning. It's up to them to accept it.
Here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing there's a disconnect between the planning and zoning staff and the Conservation Commission. I think that's an easy fix, because Alex is actually, I just think he needs to have a little sit down with, us, and we can explain what our concerns are. I think he'd follow through.
Yeah, I think so. I unfortunately have not had a lot of time to do that, given that I've only had 5 days off since September 1st.
You have all year, Tom. You'll be back.
I got maybe after my Western trip.
Yeah.
So
no hurry on anything.
No, it's just in this particular case, knowing who the developer is, and that when maps will get filed, that payments will be made appropriately. I'm not concerned about this. I'm more concerned that we have that open dialogue, that the Planning and Zoning Commission realize that we do have some valid input, even if it may seem that it is as of right and there's no fee in lieu of or open space, whatever way they want. There may have been a specimen tree on that parcel or an old stone wall that had a character that we really would like to see given some thought and consideration. So I think we just have to have some dialogue, and I'll try to do that shortly. In terms of some other applications, just scrolling through their, I will say Planning and Zoning does put up all of their agenda items with maps and filings and so on. So I am going to attempt to do something somewhat just to test our new Zoom meeting system.
This ought to
be cool. I'm going to share a screen and share that. Okay, so can you see that screen?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so what I've done is I've got a browser page open here with some of connection to the City of Shelton's website, where they have posted the information. So this is a development proposal down on Canal Street. That's the rendering, and Canal Street East. And it seems to me, I don't know where this ends, but is is this anywhere near where the canal locks are? It shows the pavers walk and,
No,
okay,
it's right in the middle, right there in the
Okay.
middle of your page there.
okay,
It's right at the end of Winthrop, down at the end of Winthrop.
okay.
I understand, but hey, I guess we could get more detail.
Well, I was just, when I was looking at it, although we haven't had any conversation with planning and zoning, I was trying to understand from the drawings, you know, it shows pavers walk here, and I don't see where that river walk, does that continue on through here, or is that a bulk work against the river? I couldn't understand what was
No,
happening.
we gotta find out about that, that's for sure. We'll
Right.
get the plan.
I mean, I'm looking at the plan view, and it says pavers walk, but it seems to end right there, you know?
Yeah, well, there's no walkway even 350 feet that way.
Is my cursor is my cursor showing on the screen share when I move my
Yeah,
cursor
yeah,
around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the end, but the pavers are not even, they're that way. You know,
Yeah, they're
they're
over that way.
way down. You're not even, you're way up.
Okay.
There's something screwed up about the scale on that plan.
Yeah, there's
You see this little
scale says as noted, and I don't scale 1 inch to 20 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see this little like area that they've got to the right that looks like a path down to the,
Yeah, this pavers
Where-
walk thing.
yeah. I don't know, what's that?
I don't know. It says now or formerly City of Shelton to the right, so I don't know what that is.
That's going towards, isn't,
Oh, I know where
Yeah.
this is. I was all confused. This
That's-
is where the Veterans Memorial Park is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the one he sold. They're right across from the Chromium Garage.
Yeah. The farmer's market over here. Okay, I was disjointed. I see where we're at now.
Well, this can't, over here by the railroad, it can't be done the way they have that
Right.
because there's a railroad embankment there.
Right.
So I don't know what all those walls are over there, but it's pretty obvious that I don't know. We're gonna have to find out what's going on with that.
Right. Okay.
Who's the developer on this?
That would be Geddes Associates,
Primrose.
well, it says Geddes Associates Inc. It doesn't say Primrose on it, but it says Primrose Companies. But
Where did you get the plan from?
on the city's website, I'm looking right on the city's website. So it's called Riverview Park Royal.
So we're gonna have to make some comments on that.
And when I look at a full set, you know, this is what I'm able to pull up here, you know.
So we're gonna have to
And-
make some comments. When do we do that?
Well, this is the thing. This is October 22nd. So I don't know if this was conceptual or they're going to have a public hearing or what. I don't know.
All right, well, we'll have to ask for it. We'll have to ask that we have comments on the site plan to make, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so then-
I think we should be on the record and say, you know, we saw on the city's website, we should be right on, you know, this Riverview, whatever, the Conservation Commission has some concerns about the river walk and the connections, and so we'd like to be
Sure.
involved in whatever decisions are made on the project.
Right. Continuing in a similar vein then in terms of communications and working together. There was, I'm going to do a screen share again. There was also an application on Andrew Drive, which is near Farm Mill River, for a re-subdivision. So you can see here on Farm Mill River, there's this large parcel that I guess there was something at ZBA in terms of a setback and
Screen share it, Tom.
can you see it?
no,
Oh, screen share.
No,
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can see this is the location map. It's near the Farm Mill River, and there was some sort of ZBA issue with the application. And once they got their variance of a setback, and now they're applying to P&Z to subdivide it. But it's near the Farm Mill River,
Where?
and if it's a subdivision, should there be an open space dedication, or was it a residual parcel from a previous subdivision where that had already occurred, or there's just no communication to know what's going on with it.
Where is this?
This is along the Farmel River, Andrew Drive.
You're almost in Stratford.
Yeah, there's Dome Drive.
Oh, it's way down.
And
Way
and this
down.
is the area
Slide,
that,
slide it over where the map is, where the locust map is.
So there's the location
There you
map.
go.
So
There you
there's
go. Let me look here.
there's Route 8, okay?
Yeah.
And so Farm Mill comes here. Remember, this was that little condo that Royal Wells did, that little development.
Yeah.
So if you come across Warner Hill Road, Old Stratford Road, Dome Drive came in here to this parcel.
Is this near Cranberry Bog?
no,
Mm-mm.
No,
Oh, there's Armstrong Road. Oh, yeah, I see where you are now.
Right,
Okay.
right, Warner Hill,
this-
Dome is the,
the last street in Shelton.
mhm.
Yeah, I see
If
where you are
the-
now.
if
I know where you
the,
are.
if the Pagasa Trail was ever going to get extended, that's one of the places that could get extended through along the river. If it was
Yeah.
ever going to go down to Stratford. There's a fisherman's path along the shoreline right there, all the way along the shoreline.
Yeah. We kind of maintain it until,
I don't know that area at all.
I used to go fishing over on this side here. There's some City of Shelton property over there. Let me go over there and let's see when you can get a sense of where we are talking about.
keep going.
There we go.
There you are.
Okay. So here's the Dome Drive. That's this parcel here in question.
Oh, that's a good picture.
Okay. So we have some city open space on the other side of the river from where that parcel is. Let's see, where am I at here?
And there's
So-
3 houses?
There are, it looks like 2,
Tab back,
parcel A and
tab
parcel
back,
B.
tab back,
Let me go back to that.
tab back. There you go.
So, when we have open space nearby, you're on the Farmel River Greenway and they're looking to do a subdivision. I just don't understand why we're not even getting a referral from planning and zoning to comment on anything. So,
Yeah, that is strange.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, hey, we're all living in strange times, but
But that's easy with technology to just give a,
Bring back Rick
Pass.
Schultz.
well, no, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody right now or anything in the office. I'm just saying there's limited office hours and so on. So we
True.
just got to make everybody aware that we're part of the team to, make a better outcome or a better product for your review and approvals. So,
correct.
but as a reminder for that area,
That's all. You gotta let them know.
you got to let them know. So there's that portion that Stratford owns, but we have open space here and open space there.
Yeah, it's all over the place there.
all
yeah.
over the place in that spot.
Right.
And even with HealthNet's facility, that was the first PDD in Shelton.
Yeah, that was fine.
That they have a lot of property that abuts the river that will never be developed as part of that campus. So we've got a nice corridor there. So
I actually brought these properties to conservation's attention maybe 10 years ago for quality of life, just because of the importance there. And
Yeah,
because
like-
they're underdeveloped.
and I remember there's a couple parcel here that are landlocked or were owner unknown. This is the one here next to Open Space 84. I remember there was some owner unknown properties around there too.
Right.
So in any regards, that's another one that we haven't had communication. The minutes are not online, so I don't know what planning and zoning is doing. It goes many meetings before they post their minutes online, which they're not supposed to do, but they do. So, another one that came on my radar screen when I looked at and again, hats off to the planning and zoning department for putting these all up there. The Wesley Heights is looking to do a subdivision. So they have taken their property where United Methodist Homes, and then they have the kind of assisted care living, and then they have a residual parcel. They've broken that up into 3 parcels. And when you look at their, again, I'm taking this right from the city's website, the planning and zoning's department. This parcel C, there's a note here that says development rights relinquished to the city of Shelton per volume 441, page 197, the land easterly of the gas transmission easement line. So the Tennessee gas pipeline comes down through here, in addition to the Iroquois gas pipeline comes through that property. So if we were to look at that area, we're talking about this area of Wesley Heights, and here's where the pipeline, Tennessee gas pipeline comes through. I'm sorry, the Iroquois comes through here. It doesn't go through their property, it comes nearby. But that language on the map seems to say that they have relinquished the parcel east of the pipeline for they've relinquished the development rights.
Huh.
So I don't know. I never knew that, Teresa, if that was something recent or if it happened back when the pipeline was put
Well,
in.
volume 441 is very old.
So that's something that we can update our maps with. As
I'll look it up.
that was one that was concerning to me. This is our city's GIS layer, and you can see the yellow is the property lines. And you know, when you look at that, I always wondered about that because it drops down in elevation. Maybe I'll put the topos on here too. It drops down in elevation from like 350 feet down to 190 feet. So this old Quorum Road that comes along here, you know, we've been trying to protect open space along it from the Tall Farm and Nature Lanes development. If this whole chunk here is preserved from development due to the development rights situation, that's great. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good.
So if you could follow up on that, Teresa, just to confirm, and so we can add it to our open space map in that way, that'd be great. But that brings us to any communications. Is there any communications, Teresa, to talk about?
Nope.
And then quality of life. I have the ability to pause our Zoom meetings stream portion to go into executive session, but I don't think we need to go into executive session. There was only really one parcel that we have recently had discussions about, and Ed McCreary, I don't think we've had any updates from the mayor regarding status on that parcel.
You're talking about the corner of Mohegan and Booth Hill?
Well, now that you're not in executive session.
Okay.
Um,
The answer is a very vague update, more active update from the potential non-governmental entity that's willing to help the city acquire it. They've indicated a green light that they would happily participate at the level that the mayor requested. And so we're waiting to hear back from the mayor. He apparently did speak at least once, we think. So maybe I'll make a point to diary that so it doesn't get totally away from us that we follow up with the mayor's office.
Sure. I have one item to mention in terms of communications. I kind of reference it that way. Bill Dyer has been approached by a gentleman who is interested in serving on the commission. As you know, none of our appointments are current. They have all gone stale. I'm hoping that with the mention of this person of having interest to fill at least one of the 2 vacancies we have, maybe that will also spur the administration to reactivate our appointments to keep them current. But Bill, do you want to talk about the individuals interested in serving with us on conservation?
Yes. I can name his name, I assume, at this point.
Yeah.
It's Tom Wilson of Wilson Insurance Company. I sent out a little bio about him to everybody, and I know Ed, you knew him pretty well, and certainly I do. And he's been very active. He was past president of the Rotary Club and had numerous volunteer activities and even some awards. And I think he would be an excellent addition to our group.
Okay.
So
Well, ask the mayor if we can invite him to the next meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
right. So
Or
yeah,
not. Okay.
Yeah,
I will
Bill
go
had
ahead
asked
and-
if I could, invite him to, I thought it was just a little premature, given that we really hadn't reached out to the mayor yet. So we can do that for the next meeting, which,
I'll definitely contact the mayor, and but they obviously know each other. 'Cause,
yeah, no, I think it'd be great.
Tom's a member of
I don't know
Bronson.
Tom myself, but all the stuff that you've spoken of and civic involvement, and also, we do really need people who have a heritage of having lived in the community for a while and are knowledgeable about just the range of parcels of where things are located in town and some history of
He grew up 500 yards from where I live. So Charlie Wilson Sr. in
We
his
don't want to
house.
hold that against him, Bill.
it also says, I mean, we obviously have a depth of everyone having served on the commission for quite some time, but we've got a nice variety of fields of interest and expertise that having an insurance person on board, as we had at one time, would be
That's true.
a nice read.
Sad but true. Right.
And continuity, some
Yeah.
would be good.
Well, he's lived his whole life in Shelton, so he and Sherry, I suspect, are the only two. Or
Well, I was born in Boston, but I took my first step the day my parents moved into their house, and
okay, so
we're
you're
pretty close. I've lived on the
You're
same
pretty
street
close.
all my life, pretty much.
that.
I'm sorry,
Being
Tom,
born
you
in
were
Boston
here.
is special.
And matter of fact, born in Brookline, if we're going to be specific, which is
Uh-oh.
also the home of JFK.
He's a Carter.
Haven't been back
Um,
in a long time.
Do you
Wilson's a
think
nice guy.
going forward, are we going to be doing Wednesday nights, first of the month, 7:00? Because that just
Yeah.
helps me arrange my work schedule. So January and on, this will be until something else changes. Because for a while there, we were meeting, I wasn't even able to participate. But that's good. Then I'll let work know, because that's perfect. I get out of work.
Yes, which does bring up a point. Teresa, do we have to file with the city clerk our list of meeting dates for the coming year?
Indeed, we do.
So
Yeah.
I would make a motion that we schedule our standard meeting times to be the first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. And they may be held virtually, or they may be held at City Hall. I don't know what we need to say about that, but we can certainly say the date and the time would be the first Wednesday of the month. I mean, while I'm talking to you, I can maybe look at the calendar and see if there's
Yeah.
any dates that
July is
conflict
the
with
only-
holidays.
July is the issue usually.
All right,
July
so
4th.
that would be then January 6th, February 3rd, March 3rd, April 7th, May 5th, June 2nd, July 7th, August 4th, September 1st, October 6th, November 3rd, and December 1st. So it looks like we don't have any conflicts with holidays on those dates.
July
I'll-
7th, is that the first Wednesday?
Yeah, July 7th is the first Wednesday of 2021 in July.
Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, so we might have to have tequila or something.
There you go.
If this keeps up, we're gonna have to have something heavier than tequila, Sherry. I
That's
don't
so
know.
true. So true.
So I'm making a motion that we have those dates. Is there a second?
I'll second the
Second.
motion.
Seconded by Sherry. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. So as we've reached the end here, I think we've covered everything. We always go through with comments by members. I'll start off. It's been a really tiring time here at the Christmas Tree Farm. So people are coming from near and far as normal in terms of geography from where people come from, but obviously things are different this year, and people are very expressive of their thankfulness and gratitude for what we're able to provide them to continue tradition. Maybe they're not able to go to that Thanksgiving football game that they've always had as a tradition, but to be able to come and cut down the Christmas tree as a family together, particularly with people who are coming from maybe more urban settings towards the Westchester, New York City and Long Island areas. They're very thankful, and they're appreciative for the standards we've had for trying to keep both guests and staff safe. And
is that a comment or a promo, Tom? Just checking.
Yeah.
well, if you think our YouTube stream here is going to have a big audience, you're sadly mistaken. However, I can say that while we've had the meeting, I did get an email from the Shelton Herald reporter, so he's watching us live.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Cool.
Hello, Brian. Let's go on to you, Jim, since you're right below me in the Brady Bunch box.
No comment, except that I wish we won't see everybody till January, I guess. So been a crazy fall, and Happy New Year. And if Sherry, you ever need anything, you let us know. But
Thank you so
I
much.
know things can be rough. But yeah, I mean, I'm just glad I made it through the year. You know, that's all I care about, frankly.
Yeah.
I'm going through a little withdrawal because I haven't been able to see my grandbabies. So I hope 2021 will be a change there, because I don't know if I could go through another year like this. So,
Let's hope not.
yeah,
Bring on the vaccine.
right.
Well, we'll go to you, Bill, next. Comments by you.
Now, a lot of the same. Maybe can we get together for a hot toddy and up at Jones Tree Farm? Or
Well, not up there.
presumably we aren't going to have a Christmas party at Bronson.
I can imagine not.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, well, you know, Bar 140 does have the hot box with Beersley cider, and they do have an outdoor seating area. So if we do want to plan something, we could certainly
let's try to
coordinate our efforts.
try to do that.
I agree.
Yeah, pick a date and a time.
Yeah. Well, we could do that. You know, we don't have to do that on the record here, but we can,
Correct.
Right.
Then we'll have all those YouTubers coming
Yeah,
and
yeah,
crashing,
we're gonna have all those YouTubers showing up and
crashing our party.
crashing our party. No, yeah, we could set something. That'd be great. Yeah, especially, you know, as we head into the holidays with so many restrictions, we don't see.
Right.
Ed McCreary, what do you got to say?
Since Mr. Tate asked, I got a little video clip to show him, if you can see that.
Oh yes, so
Well,
there's the.
Oh, cool.
I got to get over there, Ed. I got to get over there.
Yeah,
Is that in your house?
That's at the Jones Winery tasting room
Wow,
window.
That's very nice. Wow.
No, that's awesome.
Ed did a
Well, I can see
fantastic
somebody
job.
had some spare time this year.
When you're cooped up in your house during COVID, you got to do something, not go
I
crazy.
guess.
So out in the
I guess.
garage, that's what I do. Could take a break and
What,
go
next
do.
year's the airport? Next year's the airport? You did the train station this year? Next year the
In fact, I
airport.
added an airplane that circles around today to the diorama.
Well, Shelton
Oh, I
did
get
have
over
an airport at one time. I
Very
will
nice,
reference,
very nice.
So,
And where is that? That's at your house?
No, that's in the window at Jones Farm at the winery.
Oh,
I
wow,
have to
that's
do the reservation
awesome.
To go see it, though. I think.
A lot
And
of great
I'll,
comments, Ed. Lot of interest. So actually, just today, I was walking by and there was a like a grandmother, grandfather type couple with kids that had to be their grandchildren that were looking in the window and holding them up and watching it. So exactly what we had envisioned. It's great.
So
Oh,
what I didn't try and replicate the farm, but I took elements of the farm, like the gazebo, the tractor that you've got displayed, Tom, with the Christmas tree and hanging from it. And so little elements of the farm are there, the cut tree lot, all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Ed, I resurrected my 70-year-old Lionel train set, and I'll send you a video of it. If you want a car or, something to include, I'll be glad to. It's not getting much
Wow.
use. Grandkids can't come to the house. So anyway, if
Sounds
you want to
good.
borrow a car or two, that'd be great.
Okie dokie.
My
Teresa.
mom, my mother gave my son Dimitri my father's set, but I don't know if he's doing anything with it. He's so busy all the time. Unfortunately, he works like 14-hour days. And it's a lot because of the COVID and the campus and the students, and he definitely, probably did not set it up.
I suspect.
Plus his son is 3, so he probably would have pushed on it or done something to maybe possibly, they're fragile.
So Sherry, you have the floor. How's
It's
your
been
husband?
been a
Husband
super
doing okay?
fantastic year.
Oh,
I never, ever, ever in my wildest dreams ever thought my poor Andy, me. Well, it's kind of funny when I see him, he always says, it's hard. It's harder for you because I just lay here. And he's I'm hoping he comes home this weekend, it really ravaged his body. And they had a special on 60 Minutes about the long haulers. And I was, we were talking about it at work, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch it. And then I said, I'm not going to watch it. We're living it. It's
Probably better not.
Right.
I feel like his spirits are good. His body is strong, but for 30 days now, he's been on a intravenous feed. So any weight he gained, he lost. But he's really, both of us. I'm surprised we're doing so well. We're making the best of a very bad situation.
I was shocked when I saw some of the Facebook group. There was a photo of an accident downtown, and then I see Sherry post. I don't know if you saw that there was a car smashed into one of the little the Vespa motorcycle and car that's in front of Amici's and pushed a car underneath another car. And then Sherry posted the photo and said, "Look what happened to my car last night."
I was like, so we've been under a tremendous amount of stress. It's truthfully was like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, coming home, not coming home, go back to emergency room. And I just started to I couldn't regroup. I was running out of resource. And one of my friends said, why don't you talk to a therapist? So I said, you know what, maybe I will. So I make an appointment. That's where her office is. As we're in her office, my phone is ringing. I'm ignoring it. It's like vibrating, but I didn't know who it was. So at first I look at it, and this is how well we know Shelton. I'm like, gee, that looks like a Shelton number. So I put it down like a PD. It was the Shelton Police Department, because Andy being the custodian, whenever something happened at the school, the police would call our house to have him go check the building. And I looked at it and said, that looks like the Shelton Police, but I put it down. I didn't talk. And we're saying goodbye. She's telling me, you're really doing well. I walk out the door, I'm walking to the car, and I'm like, oh my God, that's my car. So to separate the cars, and then the poor lady hit 4 vehicles. So I'm thinking everybody's saying, don't worry, insurance will pay for it. So I call Progressive, and they're like, well, when it involves 4 cars, sometimes there's not enough coverage. You might have to go through yours. You have a deductible. AJ charged $732 for the tow from Amici's to Pine Rock Park. I'm like, this is highway robbery. Yeah, that was
$100.
$732. And I was
You
supposed
take it apart and move it?
Pardon me?
You take it apart to move it?
I know. So
Tow it?
And I was telling Teresa, because we went on a hike, which Teresa, I love my walking stick. But 2 days later, I'm still working with Progressive, like I won't have to pay the deductible. And 2 days later, I'm going to work it's like 6:15, and I'm hearing a noise. I'm like, what the hell is that noise? And I turn off everything to hear, and I have a pipe in the cellar that broke the day before, all over, puddle. I just went down in the cellar. I turned off the main power, and I went to work. And I said, I don't care anymore. I came home, called the plumber, got it fixed. It worked out all right. But it was one of those, it almost made me cry. I was like, no. And then I said,
Overwhelmed. Yeah,
it's overwhelming. You gotta laugh. If you can't laugh at it,
You
you
do.
lose your mind.
you gotta have
Yeah.
a good spirit, yeah.
You know what they say, Sherry, when you're going through hell, keep on going.
Yeah, I said that. Everybody'd be like, oh, another thing happened to Andy. And I'm like, the pendulum's gotta swing eventually the other
Yeah,
way, maybe.
yeah, that's
You
right.
know, next year is gonna be a good year because this one was, well, I'm hoping. I'm gonna definitely drink a lot on New Year's Eve, which normally I go to bed on New Year's Eve. and
Yeah, me too.
How about you, Teresa? What do you have to add?
Nothing for me.
Okay.
Where's your worst half?
What?
Where's your worst half?
Oh, he's
Eric.
in the other room.
Teresa, you did a lot of hiking though. I saw on Facebook. You did-
I finished up the 800-mile challenge for CFPA.
Very nice.
Wow.
Well done.
You must-
They say 825 plus miles. It's closer to, it's almost 900. And I think I'm up around 880.
Good. That'll keep your blood pressure low.
No, it's true. All the woods and walking.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
for your mental health. So.
Go for it, Teresa. I'm proud of
Yeah.
you. That's an
Yeah, well done,
accomplishment.
Teresa.
Good job. Yeah.
Did your dog go
Alright.
with you?
Some of them. Yeah. There's some parts I backpacked. I did the entire Shinipsit Trail, which is about 50 miles, and I don't take him backpacking. He's just too much of a nut job.
And you did some overnights, so it was nice. Yeah. Well, with nothing more on our agenda, we stand adjourned. Our next meeting will be on Wednesday, January 6th, but we will coordinate getting together before then for
Good.
a little festivity.
Very nice to see everyone.
Good.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Good, Sherry.
Merry
Thank you, everybody.
Christmas.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye, Bill.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye.
now.
Bye, Sherry. All the best. for you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you.